Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Sid's Little Corner of the Internet. This is Sid Sr. speaking. We've got another Transformers review coming your way, so let's go ahead and get right into it. This time around, we're going to be taking a detailed look at the Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Airwave. So, as we always do, let's move this little guy off to the side, and we'll bring in that box for a detailed look. So right there on the side, you have Decepticon Airwave. Got the little Decepticon symbol there. Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy, 8+ Hasbro Transformers to Karatomi up there. On the side, you have that Earthrise artwork. On the back, you have your product shots. You have Sad Baby. And on the side, he is a deluxe class. And you've got some pretty decent artwork there. Up top, Decepticon symbol, little Galvatron there. On the bottom, manufacturing information if you want to read it. That's pretty much it for the outside, so let's take a look at what you got inside. First thing first, we will take a look at your kindling. Nice fire starter there. Then we'll take a look at that insert. So with these Earthrise inserts, you do get the secret decoder. And you get a hidden message on most of these. So let's take a look at this. We'll take a look around and see if there's any. There is actually no secret message on this one. It's really strange. But you do have this map cut out, and you have this red right there. But there are no names of planets or anything like that on this one. It's just an insert. So there's that. And of course, you get the instructions. Much like I've done in the past with the other weaponizers, I will be referring to these instructions. They will be just off camera, but if you hear the shuffling of paper, which you will, that's me referencing these instructions. And of course, you get Airwave himself. So we'll start and we'll take a look at the accessories. You technically get 3 of them. We'll go ahead and take those off. So you get 2 pistols, rifles, cannons, whatever you want to call them. And I don't know why I'm trying to plug them into each other. I guess I could just bring one up and show you the details. Not a lot to see here. And of course the second one is identical. And then you get the base of the cannon pistol combo if you want to put them together and do a little something like that. These, of course, also come into play into his alt modes. So, nothing really exciting there. They do make a nice noise, though. Always like that. So let's go ahead and put those off to the side. And we'll bring Airwave in for his close-up. So let's get on in there. I don't know how easy it's going to be able to tell. He has a very, very squashed face. But he does have what I believe to be orange eyes in there. So he's got good molded in detail on the top. Looks like he gives him the illusion of some mechanical components there. Got a lot going on this chest. He actually has some really nice paint apps for being a what I would call on the lower end of the Transformers hierarchy. You know, I think they've done a good job with molded in detail and paint apps on this guy. Got a lot of detail in those legs. And we'll be seeing these legs quite a bit as we go through the transformation. Come up here to the arms. Same thing. Of course, a couple Decepticon symbols there. We'll see those in greater detail as well. Right arm is just that. He is number 32 for those who want to buy his jersey. And there you have him on the back. So, overall, not a bad looking little guy. Now, articulation-wise, because he is a weaponizer and he comes apart, you can pretty much do what you want to do with this guy. His head is fixed. You don't get any side-to-side. You don't get any down, but you can get a good amount of up because that head folds all the way in for transformation. And, of course, it does a full 360, so you could have that go all the way around. In this configuration, the left shoulder will come up that Sorry, I was off camera. The left shoulder will come up that far. The right shoulder will come up that far. And both are capable of a full 360, as they both do come completely off the chest area. You do get the 90 degrees of elbow, and you do get 360 bicep rotation. You get waist swivel all the way around. And for the hips, oh, see, look at that. This arm, it's already wanting to come off because it's ready to go into the alt mode. That's how excited the arm is. For the hips, you can go all the way out and get a full Van Damme there. And you can kick forward that far. You can kick backward that far. So you get some really nice gymnast action going on. And you get thigh rotation. You also get knee rotation, again, because these come apart. And then the knee bend, you do get right at a 90 on there. The only thing you get at the feet is just the ankle tilt, but you do get a severe amount of ankle tiltage if you need it. So posability is not much of a problem with this guy, really. So now that we've taken a look at the details and the articulation, let's go ahead and we'll get this guy transformed. And I use that term loosely because, again, being a weaponizer, this is much more of a tear down and rebuild. So what you want to do, first and foremost, is get those instructions ready, because he has 3 alt modes, and I want to make sure I do this right, guys. Doing this for you. So let's put those off to the side. And first thing we'll do is we'll pop that arm off. If you haven't already done so, make sure you take the gun off of his hand as well. And go ahead and take those apart. Take the other arm off. And what you're going to do with this arm is you're just going to line these two up and push this in until you get a snap. And then you should have something like that. Go ahead and put that off to the side. Take the head, rotate it 180, and flip it down. And then you're going to remove this chest from the pelvis. Take that off to the side. And now you're going to pull his legs off. Put those off to the side as well. Now you're left with this pelvis. So what you want to do with the pelvis is you'll notice that you have slots right here. And you have tabs on either side. So you're going to rotate those legs around and you're going to lock those right in to those slots and tabs. So you have a configuration that looks like that. All right, after you do that, you're going to want to unfold these legs. So just go ahead and grab them. If this ankle pops open, that's fine. It actually gives you a little bit more leverage. And then open that leg up. And you can set it back down. Open this leg up. And set it back down. So you should have all those components. All right, so we'll go into the first alt mode, which it doesn't give me the wording. I'm going to make an assumption it's some type of a short landing strip aircraft carrier, or maybe a battleship with a landing strip on it. So if I have that wrong, sorry. What you're going to do is you're going to grab the pelvis piece. You're going to grab the chest piece. And you are going to plug these two in together. So you have holes up there, post right there. Grab those two, squeeze them together. Easy peasy. Then you're going to take the legs, and one at a time on the legs, you're just going to go ahead and plug those in to these posts. You have holes in the bottoms of his feet. Plug those in. And same thing on the other side. Plug it in. And then you have something that looks like that. Then you're going to take this piece. Now you'll notice that these are the snap together hinges. Sorry. They're the snap together hinges. So it's a lot easier, I've found, if I'm doing it on a level surface. That way I can just go ahead and press these together one at a time if I have to. But let me raise that up. I'm going to try to do it right here in front of the camera so you can see what's going on. And do the other one. So you snap those together and you have that. So that kind of completes the top. Now you need to work on the underside. So flip that over, bend it right here, because what you're going to do is you're going to take these arms right here and you're going to make sure that you have the arms configured where these two tabs, this tab and this tab, are on the same side. And then you're going to plug these two posts in to these two holes. Plug it in, plug it in. And now you are going to align those tabs with those slots right there. So go ahead and bring that on up and snap those into place. And now you're going to plug in your control tower, which is what they're making this component. And then on either side, right here and right here, you can plug in your cannons. And you should have something like that. And I think what I'm going to do, guys, bear with me, I'm going to tilt my camera down just a little bit because I want to give you a better look at the action here. So hopefully that looks all right and we're not sitting too crooked. Yeah, that'll be all right for now. All right, so there you have the aircraft carrier mode, which, you know, I guess it doesn't look too bad, you know, if you like the weaponizers and their alt modes. So you've got the Decepticon logos there, you've got a couple nice runways. Stretching the imagination, you can see the control tower and the main area of the aircraft carrier. You can angle these cannons any way you want. And then if you want him to be a land vehicle, you do have the tracks down there and you've got the wheels. So you can roll him around if that's what you choose to do. So yeah, he does have a big old fist right there out front. So take the angry fist and shake it at people as you're assaulting them, I guess. And you do have room for a couple of effects parts here. So, you know, in this mode, I'm not going to go too deep into the effects parts, but, you know, you do have the options. You know, you can have him, you know, getting hit. Oh, you sank my battleship, you know, one of those things. And, of course, you can have the cannons firing. So that's always a good look. Get some of that going on. So that's pretty cool. And, of course, if you want to cover the fist up with an impact, you can do that too. That way you've got the fist covered up. You can have him taking a hit up here. Or if you want to pretend that this is just a supercharged smokestack instead of a control tower, you can get something like that going on. That's pretty cool. So you can have some fun with this guy. All right, so what we'll do now is we will go ahead and we'll take him into his second alt mode, and I will need to shuffle the instructions over to the next page, and this is going to be more of a traditional style aircraft carrier, if you will. So let's go ahead and, for the most part, we're going to take this guy apart again. Now you can leave this configured as such, just take the cannons off, and you can leave, well, you need to take the control tower off as well, so you can leave that as is. And if you want for these, go ahead and lift that up and take this arm off. Yep, and it's in there nice and securely. There we go. All right, and then you will want to take these off. So just pull those forward. All right, you leave that as it is, and then you will take these and you're going to plug them in right here and do the same thing on the other side. And just kind of align all that up. So you should have something that's looking about like that, maybe not as crooked as mine. But then you will take this piece. This piece goes on the right-hand side, and you're going to want to have that end pointing out. So you're just going to take that post, plug it right into that hole. And then for this one, you're going to do the same thing. You want to make sure that you have this pointing out and not this post. So have this pointing outward. Put that on the left side. And what these do, they essentially just provide you support for the aircraft carrier mode. That way you don't get any sag right there between those two hinges. And then you can plug these in as such, and then plug that right in the top. And then take this cannon and plug it in right there. Again, angle that however you see fit. You could just put it straight up as well if you want to do that. That's how the instructions show it. So, yeah, then you have something like this. And again, you know, if you squint and use your imagination, yeah, you can see an aircraft carrier there. I mean, that's a nice long runway. It does have number 32 on there. So, yeah, it can pass. Again, this can also be a land vehicle. You do have the wheels right there and right there. Pay no attention to these wheels that are going the opposite direction. That doesn't help you. But regardless, that's what the bottom looks like. Again, you can straighten yours out if you want to. Mine are a little crooked. This arm's a little crooked right there. These feet don't exactly line up. And from the back. So you lose the aircraft carrier illusion back here. But that's all right. Most of the time, if you have it in this configuration, you're going to see it like that. And then the cool thing, what you can do in this mode, which I think is kind of neat, is you can bring in, and per the instructions, you bring in Double Dealer. He will be your assistant. And you'll notice Double Dealer right here has this same locking mechanism. So you can just plug these guys in together. And I'm going to do this without trying to take the ramp off of Double Dealer because it can be kind of finicky. And then you can have something that looks like that. So, yeah, okay. Sure, why not? I like it. And then you've got Double Dealer dragging this smaller than normal aircraft carrier behind him. And, you know, of course, you can have the whole rocket action going on there and all kinds of fun. Whatever, you're limited only by your imagination, right? All right, so thank you, Mr. Double Dealer, for coming in. We appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to volunteer. Let's go ahead and get you guys separated, and we'll see you shortly. Now, for the final mode, I'm going to tell you right now, number one, I don't like the look of the final mode. And number two, either I'm doing it wrong or the instructions show you how to do it wrong. And I'll show you the instructions, what I'm talking about when we get to a couple of the points. So guys, if I'm doing this wrong, if I'm not reading these instructions right, give me a shout in the comments and let me know what I'm doing wrong. But I've messed with this guy quite a bit now, and every time I do this, I still don't feel like I'm getting it correct. So that being said, let's go ahead and move forward and get him into his third and final alternate mode. So we'll come over here. We will take the control tower off. We will take the cannon off. We can take the feet off, or the legs off, and then take the arms off. Pull those off, leave that. Pull these off, leave that. And what we'll do now is we will take this piece, all right, and we will plug these legs in. We'll plug one in like that. Plug the other one in on the other side. And once you have them like this, just go ahead and take those ankles and tilt them the full 90. So you should have something like that. Separate the chest and the pelvis. And here's where things get dicey. I'm going to put this on as the instructions show, and I'll show you the issue that I'm having. And I'll show you what my solution is on that. But you separate the chest and the pelvis. Grab the pelvis, and you will align these posts with the holes on the pelvis on either side. And plug it in. So you have something that looks like that. And then you're going to break it right here at these snap areas. So pull those apart. And I pulled that one apart, so I gotta plug that right back in real quick. Hold on. Oop, and I'm dropping stuff on him. So let me get, there we go. That's better. Okay, so break those apart like that. And then what you're gonna do is go ahead and set this off to the side. Bring in the chest component, and you'll notice on the chest component you have these little hinge areas. They're going to align with this bottom piece. Snap that in. So you're like that. Then you're going to take this piece that you just assembled, and you're going to take these two holes, these two ports on the bottom of the feet, and you're going to align them to these two pegs right up there. You're going to plug it in. And here, then you're just going to take your smaller components and break those off. The two guns plug in on either side right here and right here. And then I guess just a place to put this, per the instructions, is you go ahead and put it in the fist, covers the fist up, and then you have this thing. And then what you need to do with this is you need to twist the arm around, because you're going to essentially plug the arm in the back, and it's just going to be a filler. You have a post back here that you bring down. So you take the arm, and you're going to orient it as such. Let me find I'm looking for the lines on this thing to make sure that I'm getting the orientation correct, so bear with me one moment. So you're going to have it oriented like this, and you're going to turn this and do one of these with it. And then what you're going to do is plug it in right there to this port. And come on, stay with me here, buddy. Plug it in. There we go, got it lined up. Squeeze it in. And per the instructions, which again I will show you right here. So you have this plugged in right there. You have your pelvis plugged into that area. And then you've got this little dude right there that does absolutely nothing as far as I can tell. But we have him plugged into this area. And now if you look at this illustration, it looks as though it's supposed to be an anti-aircraft battery, and you can have that pointed right up at the sky. It looks like it's maybe, 30 to 45 degree angle right there. So I'll take mine, and I'll go ahead and let me do this while it's on a flat surface. I go to lift this up, and I am stopped. I can't get more than maybe 10 or 15 degrees on that because I'm running into interference between this raised area right here and this portion of the pelvis. If I raise that up, you can see, and this has a bit of a, it's not a spring load, but it's just where the plastic interferes with itself. It wants to lock in different positions. So I can try to bring that up, and it just will not stick for me. So my solution on this mode is I will take the pelvis off, and then I break this free right there, and I turn this 90 degrees, and then I'll plug this back in where they were. And now I can get that full 45-degree locking position. So that works a lot better for me. Again, I don't know if it's right. That's just the way I do it. And then, you know, if you don't like this, if you think this is kind of unsightly, you could plug that in, and now I guess you could say, all right, it's some type of a radar dish or sighting mechanism. But yeah, so that's what I do with this. And there is literally nothing to do with this back here. There are no ports. There's nothing to plug it in. So, I mean, I guess you could turn it and maybe plug something else in there if you want. But yeah. So there you have it. That's his third alternate mode. Take it for what you will. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get this guy transformed back into the robot mode. We can get rid of these instructions now. Slide those on out of the way. So we will begin the teardown of Airwave. Take that arm off. We can take these off. We can unplug the chest, put that off to the side. We can disconnect this arm. Well, before I do that, let me go ahead and grab these. Take the pelvis off too. All right. Then we'll take these off. And when you reattach these to the leg, what you're going to watch for is making sure that it aligns, because you have a port there and a post there, so that helps with the alignment to know which leg that goes on. So you snap those back together and bring that down and collapse that in. Squeeze that together, and there you have that leg done. And then grab this one, snap these together, bring that down, bring that down. Oh, did you see that? I snapped that the wrong direction. I just did what I told you guys not to do. Bring that down and snap that in. So now you have two legs complete. Something else that helps me to remember which leg is which, the blue stripes go on the outsides of the legs. So left leg, right leg. And then you can take the pelvis. Looks like he's got peg legs like he's a pirate right there. Take the guns off and have your pelvis so it looks like that. Plug in your legs. Take the old chest, fold that post in that you were using for that third alt mode, lift his head up, swing it around 180 so you can look at that beautiful mug. Plug that in. Take his left arm, lift this up. That frees the left arm up, so now he's got some mobility. Plug it in to the shoulder. Take the right arm, and this is, the way I remember this, is you have the two posts that when you're looking at it are like that, and of course you have an elbow bend right there. So I know that when I turn it like that, I'm getting my full elbow bend, and there's my shoulder bend. So then if you want, go ahead and put the weapon on there and plug this in. Give him his other weapon. And there you go. Now you have Airwave back in his squat, squished looking little robot mode. All right, so we talked about effects earlier in the alt mode. You can also utilize the effects in his robot mode, of course. So, you know, what you can do is for the two rifles, you can plug some effects in there. You can plug one in there. So you've got him double wielding. And he's like, come at me, bros. Get some of that action going on. Then you can start looking for any other additional ports if you want him to start getting hit. You know, you could get him, oh, that's not a port, what am I thinking? You get him hit right there. If you have a flight stand, because this guy looks like he's nimble enough to fly, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, you could have him taking off So you could get some of that going on, or he could be hovering on there. No. Oh, he's too top heavy. Oh, no, it's not going to work. Yeah, it will. Okay, so you can have that. He's walking on fire. If you want him to get shot in the back of the head, you could do one of those, and that's going to leave a mark. So, yeah, he does have some effects capacity or capability, and you can have a little bit of fun with the guy. All right, so for comparisons, let's go ahead and bring some folks in. We'll bring in Double Dealer. Just keep him in his vehicle mode for this comparison, just so you can see how he stacks up. All right, so move Double Dealer back there. And what I'll do is I'll bring in some of the other guys who are tear down rebuilds. So we'll start with Fast Track. It's probably the closest thing in the collection to Airwave that I have. So out of these two, I still like him better. Much more fun figure right there. And my favorite fossilizer, Mr. Paleotrex. Go ahead and put Airwave back there. And now for some just regular Earthrise comparisons. Move him back there. Let's bring in, since Airwave is a Decepticon, let's bring in Earthrise Starscream so you can see him next to Starscream. And move Starscream back there. And we'll put him there. And then Earthrise Optimus Prime. There we go. So, yeah, not too bad. Now, I will tell you, for my final verdict on this guy, I found him on clearance. If he wasn't on clearance, I wouldn't buy him. The design feels kind of lazy. The engineering is mediocre on him. He's loose in some places, overly tight in others. Unless I'm doing something wrong, I don't think the instructions match up to the third alt mode in particular. And his alt modes, plain and simple, they're weak. They are absolutely weak. This almost feels like a phoned-in design. So he's a shelf filler at best. I don't think he's going to add anything to your collection. I don't think he's going to, take anything up a notch. He's just another figure, and I'm glad I didn't pay retail for him. So if you can find him on clearance and you like these guys and you like the playability of pulling them apart, go for it, I guess. He's just not my bag. So with that, I'll wrap it up. I'll go for the shameless promotion here at the end. I will, as always, start with saying thank you guys for the views. Thank you for your support. And if you're watching us on Rumble or on the Rumble app or rumble.com, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Give us a rumble. Leave us a comment. Maybe spread the word a little bit. And, of course, on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Smash that like button. And for both places, guys, please feel free to leave us some comments. I have, as you can tell, I've taken over the reins of the Transformers reviews for Sid. So, let me know if it's something Transformers related. Let me know what you want to see. Let me know if there's a particular figure that you want me to do a review on. Let me know if there's something that you want me to change. And if I'm doing something that's absolutely annoying or a waste of time, give that a shout out as well. I do these videos because of course I love Transformers, but I also want to make them valuable for you. I mean, if you're watching them, then you want to get something out of them. So help me help you get something out of them by, giving us that subscribe, hitting the like button, leaving us comments. Interaction and engagement is huge on these videos, and it's going to help, it's going to help me out. It's going to help you out. And overall, it's going to make this a better channel. So with that being said, I'm going to stop preaching. I'm going to let you guys get back to your day. I can't say it enough, so I'll say it again. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your support. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.